everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of The Black Plague. We're gonna go into some announcements here shortly, but before that, in case you weren't here in the first episode, let's do a quick review of who everyone is playing, and if you stream, where you can be found at on the social medias. Let's start things off with Queen Corvi.
Hello, everybody. I am Sarah, also known as Queen Corvi on Twitch, and I will be playing a wood elf sorcerer by the name of Coffee, or her actual name, Azalith.
Oh, and then Paul.
Hi, I am your friendly neighborhood Paul. I broadcast live on Twitch, and I am playing Yaka, the half-orc former barbarian now turned fighter, who does not like magic at all, in the slightest.
He's not salty at all. Clinton.
I'm Clinton, also known as Dog18 over on Twitch, and I'll be playing Vangax Arcandor, a Aarakocra cleric fighter.
The double dip. Laura.
I'm Laura, also known as Glittering Moon Elf. I'll be playing Brienne, the Druid Filatar.
Ooh. And beam us up, Scotty.
I'm Scott, also known as Nordic Geek. I'm playing Piotish, homebrew class of Shaman.
So, we're going to go into some announcements, little video to watch. But before that happens, be sure to enter !spell to enter in our raffle, but we'll talk more about that here shortly. I'm going to fast forward it over to Fancy Judgy, and we'll be back here shortly. Thank you, future Judgy. This episode of The Black Plague is sponsored by Plus One Crafting. Plus One Crafting creates handcrafted, budget-friendly custom terrains, tiles, and scatterplots for all your tabletop RPG needs. Plus One Crafting. Adventure shouldn't cost a fortune. This episode's also sponsored by the Barkley Garage. The Barkley Garage is unique because it helps to create custom designs of woodworking items that can be used for home decor and even outdoorsy things. Go and head over to the Barkley Garage and tell them the Dungeon Mechanics sent you. Finally, this episode is sponsored by Epidemic Sound. All these lush sounds that you hear in the background with both my lovely abode and also with the session itself is made thanks to Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound creates a large catalog of music to choose from. And so long as you are a subscriber, you can use these on various social media platforms. That way you do not have to worry about running into any issues of being monetized or anything of that nature. So long as you have a subscription with Epidemic Sound, you'll never have to worry about which song or which sound effect you need to have going on in the background. They got you covered. Head on over to Epidemic Sound and start your subscription today. Now, we are going to have a lovely giveaway today. So head on into the chat and type in !spell and you can enter into our current spell book. This one I believe is for druids. So you will get a druid spellbook cards, basically showing all of the druidic spells that are out there. But you have to follow a couple of rules. Basically, you have to be present at the end of this session, and you have to join our Discord because I can't send it to you if I don't know where to send it. Also, you have to follow Dungeon Mechanics. It's not very hard, but hopefully we'll find a winner today. So without further ado, we are going to go back to present day Judgy and start this session. So, Judgy, let's see how this rabbit hole goes, because I know everybody's excited. Take it away. Sweet. Those were announcements. Thank you, Fancy Judgy. Okay, so for those that were not here in the first episode, we started things off picking up with Joseph and Coffee off in some type of woods. They were just hunting and getting a couple of things settled for a meal and whatnot. But before they could finish, they vanished in thin air, and then we saw them reappear at this sacred tree, one of these ancient trees in a sacred forest. And shortly after, Coffee ended up running into a Brienne, who also appeared near the tree. The three were not fully aware of why they were in that particular place. However, Coffee did recognize the area to be kind of her hometown area place that she ran away from a long time ago. Anyways, she decides to lead everyone off, and then shortly after, it switches over to a Yaka who is training some young guards, young would-be adventurers, with the aid of his husband, Advin, off near this sacred tree in Diademia, which is a completely different continent. Or not even continent, different world. But anyways, as he's training them, the sacred tree begins to glow brightly and shoot out this light, and from what Yaka can see, starts eradicating everyone around him, including a certain drunken bard. Soon everything goes white for Yaka, and he finds himself floating haphazardly in this stream that's pulling him through the current, kind of projecting him forward. He looks ahead and sees this Birdman kind of gliding on the currents as well, and the two of them shortly arrive near the same sacred tree that Coffee and the others did. However, they are not there presently. As a very confused Yaka that does not like magic tries to figure out why he is presently there, and Vengax tries to the best of his ability, tell him what exactly is going on. They find themselves no longer alone in the forest, as a certain Furbolg by the name of Piotish. I had to make sure I looked at that correctly because it's not how it looks. Anyways, Piotish informs them that they are where they are, and before they can really go into much detail, the voices in Piotish's head tell him that he needs to get the fuck out of Dodge. So he begins to proceed and picks up Yaka and runs through the forest with Vengax, I think, flying behind them. They begin to look behind them and see this black, corrupted gook of some sort beginning to eat away at the forest. As they are running away, during that same time, Coffee ends up happening around her old home village, to which she did not try and lead her friends there, but for some reason she was propelled in that direction. Even when she tries to lead Joseph and Brienne out of the village, she just enters the village again. Finding it a bit confusing and perplexing, she makes her way over to the village elder by the name of Esveth. However, she knew Esveth to be one of the people that her parents tried to set her up with, essentially. But now he is the village elder, which doesn't really make sense. And after he proceeds to tell her that they may need assistance over at the Temple of Brigitte, He informs over what year it is, and Coffee kind of does the math, and it's roughly 30 years after she has already left the village, which doesn't really add up because she hasn't been away from the village that long. Anyways, as she proceeds to lead Joseph and Brienne to the Temple of Brigitte, they end up encountering Vengax, Yaka, and Piotish in the process. And as the 6 of them are trying to run away from this doom, they make their way to the steps of the temple, and the doom seems to be kept at bay. They enter and find a young woman by the name of Evelyn, who was one of the people that Esveth told Coffee may need assistance in trying to take care of this doom situation. They enter, and she kind of informs them that they need to find this child that's destined to bring about the end of all this, and all of it kind of matches to Coffee's description that she kind of is trying to avoid. So, as this is all happening, the group kind of like weans off, and Yaka, Brienne, Vengax, and Piotish end up outside of the temple again. And when they were attempting to come up with a plan to search for this child to try and fix everything, Yaka sees an image of his husband in the doom and proceeds to head in that direction, to which Piotish, Brienne, and Vengax try and, stop him. So they all keep going, and by time Yaka makes it to the unconscious body of Advin, it vanishes in a wispy plume of smoke, and they find their chalice, which was an item that they acquired from Evelyn back at the temple to kind of keep them safe from the doom, is now breached as the doom is starting to like seep into their protective bubble, essentially. They quickly try and figure out which way to go back, and Yaka luckily is able to figure out, a bit of tracking and kind of retrace their steps as they barely make it back, while Brienne and Vengax start to hallucinate and remember things that haven't necessarily happened here recently. Anyways, they make their way back to the temple. Coffee ends up confessing that she is in fact the child to Evelyn, and she tells Joseph to go get the others. As he does, they all reconvene, and Evelyn kind of informs them that they have a lot of work ahead of them. However, with Coffee present and Brienne currently a druid, even though she previously was a ranger, they may be able to figure out a way around all of this, at least enough to stop this curse from happening and hopefully fix the situation as of late. So that is where we are picking up. Also, because the DM feels generous, you all get 1 luck and 1 inspo. 1 luck can be used to re-roll a die. You can use it to contest a DM's die as well. So you can have me re-roll a die if you have a luck, but you cannot use it to help your other teammates. The inspo is an extra D6 roll, can be used for anything except for team help and damage rolls, so keep that in mind. That being said, you all are kind of gathered there, and you're watching as Azalith / Coffee is trying to inform Brienne of how to tap into her inner druid. Brienne, can I have you roll a nature check? Oop, are you muted?
16.
Okay. So Coffee, you have been training Brienne for the past 45 to an hour, just on like the basics, like basic cantrips. And Brienne seems to be getting the hand of it. It is very similar to ranger type magic. However, Brienne's finding that the pool or the reservoir of magic that druids tend to have is a bit more expansive, considering they are technically full casters, whereas rangers are not. So with that, there is a little bit of a learning curve as far as how much she feels she needs to tap in order to accomplish these spells. But so far, she's keeping up, and Evelyn's kind of monitoring you two to see how well things are going.
Yes, yeah, that's it. Yes, you're getting the hang of it.
Well, it doesn't feel too different from the magic I used as a ranger, and yet it also does at the same time.
You'll get the hang of it, I'm sure. Now the real question is, she kind of turns. Yes?
Not to interrupt or anything, but what exactly is this legend, this thing about you?
We can talk about that after my lesson with Brienne.
He kind of like crosses his arms. Just nods a little.
Okay, Brienne. Let's see how well you can try to produce flame. Now, I want you to take that nature energy and just focus it in the palm of your hand. Let it rage like a fire does.
Brienne, roll me a d20.
That would be an 8.
Oh no!
So you all watch as Brienne's like trying to tap into this druidic energy, and you see like flickers of fire trying to form in her hand. However, the produced flame just isn't. It's not giving off that spark, that gusto that you normally expect.
No, Brienne, you're thinking too much of it. Just let it like take over, sort of. Like, just let the energy in your hand just let it loose. Just don't try to. I dare not say control it, but just let it go wild.
Try a. We'll go with survival check, Brienne.
Oh no.
Okay.
Duncan, take cover!
And so ends their tale.
A 12.
Okay, yeah, you're able to get it going this time. The fire is just kind of like hovering a little bit in your palm.
Yes, there we go, Brienne. It could have been a bit better, but you're getting the hang of it, yeah. I'm so proud of you. She like pats her head.
Brienne looks a bit annoyed. She doesn't like being treated like a house cat.
Oh. Wonderful, wonderful. Now we can try to focus on my favorite. She kind of looks around. Is there like any pebbles or anything like that on the ground?
Make a investigation check.
11.
Yeah, there's a couple. I mean, it's a temple, so not many, but the structures from the stone and the other things kind of holding the walls together, there are a bit of pebbles and things here and there.
So Coffee's going to pick up a pebble, and she's going to we're going to try magic stone. This is my favorite cantrip.
As Brienne recalls Dwayne Rock and Johnson.
So she kind of hands you this pebble, puts it in your palm. Now, you know how I told you to kind of focus that nature energy in the palm of your hand when producing flame, correct?
Yes.
Well, this time I want you to imagine the magic kind of wrapping around this pebble.
All right.
You got this. Give it a go.
So as Coffee hands over the pebble to you, Brienne, roll another nature check.
Okay. A 9.
Oh no.
Was she good in nature? Yeah, you kind of like stare at this rock for a little bit, and you're just like, I don't know what you're talking about, Coffee. It's just a rock. Like, I don't know what you want me to do.
So Coffee's just like, she has her arms crossed. She's watching Brienne, staring at this pebble. And the longer she sits there, she's just like, okay, okay. She takes the pebble. Okay, so just imagine the magic as like a blanket, and you're going to wrap it around this pebble.
You want me to tuck the pebble into bed?
Yes, actually. Wrap it, tuck it into bed, and then yeet it.
What?
Roll
Speaking strange languages now.
Arcana with advantage.
Okay. A 16.
Yeah, this time you feel the power of it, and the stone begins to like hover in your hand for a little bit, and you can feel which direction you would essentially want to shoot it in, and you could give it that push if you wanted.
Yes, Brienne, yes. Now, focus it and throw it.
And she's going to find somewhere to throw it that it's not going to break or hurt anything or anyone.
Okay. I won't have you roll for it, but you find like a wall and kind of like aim it in that direction, and you watch as the rock kind of shoots off and hits it and kind of bounces off shortly after.
Coffee's so proud.
They grow up so fast.
Is it bad I wanted you to just like overhand throw that? Like,
Yes, Brienne, good job. Oh, what other cantrips can I try to teach you?
Brienne's not feeling quite as enthusiastic as Coffee.
What are the other, essentially the guys doing during this whole process? Because Joseph was pretty much told to shut up in color, so his arms are crossed and he's just watching the whole thing.
Yako would be, I think, would be kind of sitting and reflecting, trying to essentially get his head right with everything that's going on, as far as the jumping the gun and kind of running out there thinking Advin was there, and kind of not really beating himself up, but being very much like, okay, you can't, like, Advin's not here, the stuff you're seeing isn't real, like, this stuff is gonna fuck with you, you're gonna get back to him. Just you gotta sort this out. He's not here. Kind of shit.
Okay.
Silently to himself. He's not talking out loud. He's not crazy. He's just more of like in that mental, just like meditating on it, if you will.
Okay. Vengax?
Vengax is just standing, watching them as they proceed, every now and then preening himself, making sure he looks as pretty as he needs to be.
And Piotish.
Piotish is sitting cross-legged, casting bones and putting awkward glances at Brienne, considering the curse is supposed to be lifted by these fools.
Oh gosh, they're just trying to learn.
And if anybody listens really quietly, he's probably muttering that, having one-sided conversations.
So as you're teaching Brienne coffee, Evelyn kind of walks over to the two of you. Miss Coffee?
Yes, Evelyn. What can I? What?
Well, since you're the chosen one.
That. Just. Yes, yes. What?
There is an item that you all might be able to gather. It's a type of staff.
Okay, and what staff would this be?
It's called the Staff of Knowing.
Staff of Knowing. Would Coffee know this?
Roll a history check.
Not without the staff.
13.
You may have heard of it as its actual name, but typically it's the staff kept by the village elder back at your village, Fainville.
Yes, I think I know what staff you speak of.
I just think if you collect it, it may be able to reverse the current predicament you all are in.
Oh, you mean the classes that we're not supposed to be? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Why didn't you bring this up earlier?
Why didn't you tell me you were the child earlier?
Fair enough.
Clap back Saturday, folks.
I'd like to report a murder.
Oh no.
And I'm re-rolling a new character. All right. So, Coffee kind of just. All right, that's fair. All right, so you want me to go collect the staff then?
Yes, or you and your friends. Well, most likely you would have to convince the village elder to actually give it to you.
Right. All right. Well, I guess we can go back to go back there.
Yochis already collected up everything. He's headed towards the door.
Oh no.
Well, it seems Piotish is ready. Brienne, shall we?
Let's go.
And while we're walking there, I can teach you how to use shillelagh.
Oh my goodness.
It's a very important cantrip that you're going to need to learn.
Oh my goodness. Brienne's like, no. Someone
Brienne
save
doesn't
me.
want. She doesn't want any more of this.
So Coffee's gonna kind of get up because she was like sitting crisscross applesauce on the ground. She's gonna get up, walk over to Joseph, who was told to shut up and color. Joseph,
Yes.
we have to head back to back to my home village for a moment.
Oh, right. Do you want me to come with, or...
Preferably, yes.
Okay. What about the others?
They can do as they please, but we need to go to Fien Hill. So I have to go speak with the village elder.
Oh, well. Lead the way?
She nods and she kind of walks out. We'll be back. If you want to come with us, you can. She kind of yells over her shoulder to Yaka and Vengax and Piotish. Although Piotish is probably already outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's at the bottom of the stairs, not knowing which direction he was supposed to be headed.
Angax follows.
Yaka just lets out a heavy sigh, like, I mean, I'm not staying here. Mostly because it's like, it's mostly the, well, I need the bird to survive to get me home. So he's like, all right, well, I got to keep the bird alive. So let's go. So yeah, Yaka kind of stands up, dusts himself off, kind of takes a few little swings with the axe, puts him back on his back, and then starts walking.
Okay. As you all kind of start to head down the temple stairs and back towards the Doom, you realize that the dome from the chalice is forming again, and it seems to be holding the Doom at bay like it did before. I thought you all said that the chalice was broken.
How did it break? She asks with a puzzled look.
Yaka broke it.
I thought I saw my husband, and it was the Doom. Is that what the Doom was? Use that as a way to get, I guess, into the dome thing.
Coffee just looks at him hella confused.
I honestly have no idea either.
Right, so if we see anything outside of this dome,
Anything
don't go for it.
anything that wouldn't make sense to be here, like someone that was there and wherever you came from before this.
True, unless they were pulled in the same way we were.
Yeah, see, that was what I thought, and then it turned out to not. So it doesn't make just if they were standing where darkness was, probably not them. I think.
Well, also, only Yaka could see his husband, so that could also be an indicator. If only you can see what's there, probably not there.
Yaka's like trying to explain how their car broke down without really understanding. It was making like a clang noise, like a really loud, like just clang. It was just coming like from the car. I don't know where in the car, but then it stopped going.
Piotish, make a perception check.
Okay. He's got a passive too, pretty high. 19 is his passive.
Okay.
Which is higher than what I rolled. 15.
Okay. You notice that the bubble area that y'all are in is kind of like weaning a bit.
We need to go.
Right, I agree. The sooner we get to Fan Hill, the better, and we can leave.
Which way?
This way.
And Piotr starts beelining it.
You may just want to follow me. I know where we're going.
You pointed a direction. I'm going that direction. Step lightly. Scary things in the dark.
All right, let's get moving.
So you all start to walk in that general direction. Aslith, you start to notice that the timing is a bit off. You seem to be walking for an hour, then an hour turns into 2 hours, and then 2 hours turns into 2.5 hours. And you're
Thought you said it was this direction.
pretty sure it shouldn't take this long to get to the village.
I know we're going in the right direction. We should have been in Van Hill by now. Something's not right.
And as Coffee says that, the bubble that you are in kind of vanishes for a couple of seconds. And you
Why
all
the fuck do we
see
even have this thing?
that darkness kind of wanting to move forward, and then the bubble reappears, and it keeps it at bay.
Why do I feel like she gave us like a defective one?
I think Miss Evelyn and I are going to have a talk when we get back.
Is there a way to like, I don't know, amplify it or reinforce it?
Coffee's going to take a look at it and see if there's something that she can do with it.
I think it's hidden in his bag of holding. So Coffee comes over to you, Piotish.
Piotish, may I see this chalice, please?
Yes. And he'll go into his little crotch bag and pull it out.
Piotish and anyone that saw it before, the kind of crystal chalice that was given to you all was this bright blue iridescent kind of gem, and the gem that you are showing everyone now is kind of this purplish black hued gem.
I think we need to hurry before the gem stops working.
What do you mean?
It was brighter before.
A brighter purple?
No, it was blue.
It was blue.
Yeah.
And now it's purple.
Yeah, just cocks his head. I thought the chick said it didn't need charging.
A lot of people are wrong.
Yaka just lets out a heavy sigh. Fucking magic.
Are you sure we're going the right direction?
Everybody.
Oh, fuck!
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That
this-
one for an 8.
A spell
Oh,
or a magical effect?
14.
Oh, I gotta make one for, oh gosh. Y'all ain't ready.
19.
Hey, Stax, is this a spell or magical effect?
Spell or magical effect. Maybe I'll just let you roll with advantage just to be safe.
Yaka got a 26.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I get a +1, so it's a 9.
Nice.
I didn't catch that, Sex. What was it?
Just roll it with advantage because I'm not sure how this would technically be perceived.
24.
Okay. Anyone that rolled lower than 19
Jesus Christ.
disappears.
Oh.
So who disappears?
Azalith, Vengax, Joseph. I think that's it.
Those disappear, see each other? Or,
Well, you vanish from their sight.
So the dome is flickering.
Mm-hmm.
We pull the gem out. The gem is like darker. We're talking about this, and all of a sudden it's just.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I think we should. What the fuck?
Fucking magic. Do you remember which direction we were headed?
I believe Azlith said that direction, and she points in a direction.
Brienne, make a survival check to see if you can kind of get a good judgment call.
Would I be able to assist with Wanderer or like the Outland with the Wanderer feature?
Sure, yeah, you could do it with advantage, Brienne.
All right. 18.
Okay. You see a tree that kind of looks familiar coming up, so you start heading or leading you all towards that direction. The rest of you three kind of reappear in darkness. You're surrounded by it, and you can all see each other standing there. Coffee?
I don't know.
oh, this is an interesting debacle.
Where the hells are we? Can any of you see where we are?
All I see is darkness.
Wonderful.
Perception checks? See if anybody sees this. Meh, 18.
Yeah, 11. I'm just gonna use my real dice from now on. Fuck digital dice.
8.
Oh my gosh. So Joseph sees this figure forming off in the distance, and he kind of gets your attention. And as you look, you see this woman walking closer towards both of you. She's veiled in darkness, but her visage seems to be of a very beautiful elf woman.
Coffee is kind of looks to Joseph like, should we say something? Like, and then when she doesn't get an answer out of him, she's just like, you there.
Hello. You all are new here.
Yes. Where is here exactly?
Well, here is the doom.
The Doom.
Yes.
You mean that darkness that's kind of plaguing everything right now? We're in the Doom.
Yes.
And you are?
Well, some call me Raven. Others call me
Raven.
the Lady of the Doom.
Lady of the Doom. Are you the one causing the doom?
No. I've been here since I can remember, really.
Inside the doom.
Yes.
And how long exactly have you been in this doom?
Quite some time.
Days, months, years?
It kind of feels like centuries in a way.
I'm sorry, I did not hear what you just said.
She said centuries.
Yeah, that's quite some time. Now, do you know how my friends and I got here?
Yes. I brought you here. Well, I tried to bring your other friend as well, but he didn't seem to stay.
What other friend?
Are
The
you talking?
half-orc.
She talked about Yaka.
Ah. Well then, why did you bring us here? We were on our way somewhere, actually.
Well, typically, whenever new people come across the Doom, I always offer them this. What is it that you desire?
Quick question. If the Doom were to go away, what would happen to you?
I'm not sure.
Vengax just looks over at Joseph and Coffee, trying to gauge if we should tell her that our true desire is to get rid of the Doom or not.
Well, let me ask you this then, Raven. What do you desire?
What do you mean?
You ask people this question? Has anyone ever asked you?
Good question.
I cannot recall. I don't think.
Well, what do you desire, Raven?
I'm not sure how to answer that, actually. I never really thought about it.
Maybe you should. But in regards to what we want, I don't really know either.
As you all are standing there, Brienne, Piotish, and Yaka, you kind of happen into this village. Brienne would be able to key you all in that it is, Brienne and Piotish, because he's been here before, that it is the village that you're all in question trying to look for.
Where would the elder be?
The elder was in a house over in that direction.
Okay, well, without the chosen one, I think that promotes you. So, congratulations.
Brienne, you are now the chosen one, number 2.
Chosen 1 2.0.
So we're just here for staff, right? I'm not.
Yes.
Alright. Sorry, I was a little fuzzy on the details. I kind of hopping in on the conversation of what the hell we were going to get here a little late. I apologize. I mean, it shouldn't be that difficult, right?
I hope not, but without coffee, I don't know if he'll give us the sap.
There's no real delicate way for me to ask this. Are we opposed to violence?
I would say violence is not a good option.
He looks at Piotish, like getting confirmation. He's like, all right, we got one vote, not violence.
I talk to dead people all the time, so if you piss him off, he's going to be in my ear. Unpleasant. But if he doesn't die, I think we're okay.
Yaka kind of takes those two opinions into accountability. So.
All right.
He keeps his hands kind of in front of him, away from his axe.
Brienne knows him, so perhaps she should talk to him.
Try.
I will
No is like a
remain as I will remain as unintimidating as possible.
And as the three of you kind of head in the direction of the village elder's house, Raven kind of looks at you, Coffee. You look familiar.
Me?
Yes.
I apologize. I don't recall meeting you until
No,
just now.
I don't think we met officially.
What do you mean?
Well, where are you from?
Me? I'm from the village of Vienne Hill.
Vienne Hill. That place is close, correct?
Yes, we were actually on our way there when you snatched us up.
Right. Well, I will think about what you said. And in the meantime, and she kind of like fades away, and you three reappear kind of near the village square by one of the wells. And you see Brienne and the others kind of walking up a hill headed towards the village elder's house.
Well, that was quite the detour. Shall we? Brienne! She calls out as Coffee rushes over.
Did you guys hear that?
Brienne's looking around.
Don't hear shit.
Oh gosh.
Roll the 2 on perception.
Good grief.
Yaka's just like, all right.
You're just really contemplating on whether violence should be the answer or not.
No,
I mean,
no,
Brienne's
it's Yaka.
Yaka's
Yaka's
name.
sitting here. I know Yaka's just like, don't be scary, don't be scary, don't be scary, don't be scary.
But yeah, Coffee's just gonna run up to the three of them. So you guys did end up making it.
What? How? Where did you go?
Magic.
Oh, good, you're
Your
not dead
favorite.
yet.
DM, I would like to make a.
I mean, she's
I'm
not
like-
wrong. Magic.
Not gonna hit her. That's not what we want to do here. Yaka gives you a look. Dude, there was once upon a time Yaka would have just been like, oh, magic. But after living with Advent, the drunken, sarcastic asshole that he was, he knows sarcasm all too well. And when he's being made fun of, to his face. Yaka literally is gritting his teeth like, no violence, no violence, no violence, no violence.
But yeah, Coffee kind of just chuckles. The Doom took us.
You're gonna chuckle. You're gonna chuckle on your blood.
You must taste bad because you spit you back out.
Well,
Yes, sir.
to be specific, a lady took us to the Doom. She calls herself Raven or Lady of the Doom, but she is not responsible for the Doom. She just lives in the Doom. It's a little confusing.
Yes. She asked us this very particular question. What did we want? What did we
Desire,
wish for?
actually.
What did we desire? Yes. To be more specific, thank you, Vengax.
It has slightly different meanings. Desire to want, so important context stuff.
What did you three answer?
We didn't.
Right. Why not?
Generally, it's frowned upon to answer
questions?
those types of things when there's a magical presence involved.
Also, she couldn't give us an answer as to whether what would happen with her in case we got rid of the Doom. So I didn't really want to straight up say that we wanted to get rid of the Doom.
So, probably not the last time we'll see her.
Probably not. I'm assuming you all haven't talked to the village elder yet, Asveth.
No, we were just about to.
Wonderful.
Sorry, Brienne. You're demoted.
Oh no! She was the chosen one for all of like.
No, Brienne, you can talk to Asveth. Yes, that's fantastic. She kind of like pushes Brienne forward. Yes, you can talk to Asveth.
Brienne kind of raises a brow and her tail's kind of flicking in annoyance. Like, she's just not happy about this situation.
Yaka leans over to Joseph.
Is the village elder like terrifying or something? Like, why is everyone scared to talk to her? So why are these two scared to talk to her?
I just believe Coffee is not fully excited to be back home.
I mean, she was kind of hiding who she was and everything, so.
Yes, and
Well, yes.
he hasn't really told us why.
Has she always been kind of like, I don't know, cowardly in that way?
Well, according to Evelyn's story, I think was her name, it seemed that she was very well known to be the chosen child. I imagine that probably will bring a lot of attention to us if she makes that fact known again. Coffee? Is this correct?
I'm sorry, did you say something? She's like too busy like trying to push Brienne forward.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Yaga was just kind of like leaning over to like, hey, what the fuck's going on? Like, was it like a, what is going on? Like,
Darn
but then again,
bird
that does
ears.
fit with Vengax. That does actually fit with Vengax just being like, actually, like just popping into frame like some Looney Tunes shit. Like,
Ugh.
Raw idea.
Keep in mind, Coffee, that Brienne's not moving very much since she weighs over 300 pounds and you're trying to push her.
it's like the centaur-esque legs
Yep.
are just like, no. Like trying to push a horse, and the horse is like, no.
So Coffee's just gonna lean to Brienne's ear. Brienne, please do this for me.
I think we should talk to him together.
You know, I would agree, normally, but I don't think me talking to him is such a good idea.
But he might not give us the staff unless
And I will tell you what to say, but I personally cannot talk to him, please.
Brienne goes over to the door, very annoyed, and she knocks on the door.
As she's doing this, Coffee's already pulling out her fucking mask and putting it on her face.
What's everyone's passive perception?
18.
19.
No, it's not. Hold on. 16.
Okay.
I was looking at my other character sheet.
14.
Okay.
15.
Well, considering Joseph, Brienne, Coffee were the ones that were here before. Coffee, you kind of notice that the wood around the house that kind of like holds it together looks a little bit more worn down than when y'all were just here. Literally a couple hours ago.
That's peculiar. Brian, does the wood seem a bit has less vigor in it, or is it just me?
Brienne starts looking at the wood.
Now, Brienne, when you were here with Joseph, you weren't necessarily checking the grounds out. You and Joseph were kind of like off to yourself while Coffee was talking to the village elder. So it kind of looks older, but you can't say for sure if it does or not.
I'm not really sure, Coffee. I wasn't paying much attention to the wood last time I was here.
She knocks on the village elder's door again. Bang, 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 bang.
You do, and there's no response. As you do it, you also notice that there's no smoke coming out of the chimney or that flicker from whatever lamp or whatnot bouncing off the windows.
Esveth, are you home? Knocks on the door again.
No response.
Oh, he's not home, is he?
Piotish is going to reach for the handle of the door and pull.
Okay. The door is unlocked and it opens. With kind of a dull creak.
Oh, I don't have a good feeling about this.
And Brienne's going to take a peek inside.
Roll a perception check.
$19.
Okay. Once you peek inside, Brienne, you get like this whiff of kind of like decay, as if something may be dead inside.
Great.
And she's gonna cover her nose.
Okay.
It smells like something died in here.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Has something died in the last 24 hours, DM?
Not in the last 24 hours.
Okay.
We were just here a couple hours ago.
I don't think you were.
Great. Yeah. So, Coffee, seeing Brienne's reaction, kind of just. What now? She's just gonna go in.
You go in as well. You get that whiff of decay. Everything's kind of dark and gloomy. There's cobwebs everywhere. There are candles kind of like burnt to their bottom cores. Not much light, if any.
Brian, could you create a fire or something so
I'll
we can see?
cast light.
Where are you casting it on?
I'll cast it on Yaka. Whatever he's wearing.
Yaka, your clothes start to glow, or your armor starts to glisten with a radiant beam.
Yaka's kind of like peeking his head and he's like, shit.
It's fine, Yaka. It's magic, as they say.
No, it's not magic. Piotr is putting his hands up.
It's
Yaka's very
not
confused.
magic.
You're just brighter.
I would like to roll an insight check
Okay.
on, I guess, against your deception. Everybody pick on the
Rolling.
dumb fighter.
I'm not picking on you. I'm just-
I know. 23 on the insight.
He's not lying. He's just lying.
Because I think I vaguely remember Advin having light spell or something like that. So like he's used to like people casting magic. He just doesn't fucking like it. And so like, yeah, you're saying that, and Yaka's like just looking at you like oh, you motherfuckers are really just starting to, like, with coffee being magic, and now with this, like, you're not magic, you're just brighter. Like, and Yaka's just like, I need to get home. I need to get home. I need to get home.
So,
It's just light, right? You didn't. It's not something else.
yeah, you're brighter. Now, if you were a staff, where would you be?
Well, it's supposed to be like hidden, right? It's supposed to be like a sacred thing.
He's looking at coffee.
More or less. It's normally held by the village elders of this village.
All right, so that means it's either on full display somewhere where it's easily seen and like as a symbol, or it's hidden away somewhere secure. So
Now, can you come in here so we can see where I'm actually
Oh,
going?
yeah. I mean, at like Yaka would have like walked in there, like after that, like little like motherfucker, like it's just light, right? Cool, and then walked in, like.
But you didn't say that.
I apologize. I thought we were all in the room when the light was cast. I apologize.
I was reading your mind.
So you two, Yaka, get that whiff of decay as you enter into the village elder's house.
Yaka just kind of has like hit one of his hand axes in one hand, like just a cloth over his mouth, like not the first time around death, but is also like very much like you never know with some of this shit. Like, all right, let's make sure there's nothing poisonous in here.
Maniacs will walk in as well.
Yeah, Piotr is inside with the Yaka.
The glowing Yaka.
Coffee is going to look for either Asbeth or the staff around the house.
What's the like? How big is this place? I'm sorry. Like I don't know if I got the.
It's
full
the
description
village
for it.
elder's house, so it's relatively large. Imagine if you took 2 or 3 kind of like redwood trees and just built them into a house. It's pretty expansive. There's upstairs,
So I guess-
downstairs.
Okay, so that's kind of my thing. Is like how many? Like, is it just one big room? Is it like little like one big area and then like some other rooms? Okay. Yaka would like to kind of search for like an office
Okay.
or like where business would be conducted, I guess.
Okay. I guess to make this easy, Everyone roll for initiative.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I beg your pardon? Did
Roll for
mispronounce
initiative.
Investigation?
Got a 22.
Okay.
Dirty 20 for Yaka.
Ooh, a natural 20 for 24.
My +2 gives me 3.
Oof.
14.
That's what we call in the business. Oof.
Yeah, I need to get a die that actually has that on it.
What was yours, Piotish?
3.
Oh.
20 is just YAY. Yay! And that's, oof.
And what was yours, Brienne?
14.
14. And then Joseph, even though he doesn't really count, is 12. Okay, so out of this, Vengax, you got a 24?
Yep.
You, my friend, are the initiative captain. You'll be in charge of Joseph's actions, just so you know. Okay, so starting off, Vengax, what do you want to do? Just so that everyone kind of does their thing and we move on to the next person.
Do we know what fight? Or is just
Well, it's not a
no.
fight. It's just a way to
okay?
kind of not overlap each other in such.
I am going to cast. Here we go. Detect good and evil to see if that will reveal the presence of the staff. So I'm assuming it's going to be consecrated.
Okay. What's the range on that?
30 feet,
Okay.
and can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch. Thin of sheet of lead or 3 feet of wood or dirt. So I guess it would only work in the room I'm in.
Okay. As you cast it, you. Let me see if I have any of this stuff present. You begin to see a lot of items start to give off this sheen, this hue glow, mostly present in the room that you're in. There's various items on the wall. There's a couple of scrolls. There are certain vials and things on tables not too far from where you are, but they all give off the same pulse, which is undead.
And I'm going to guess none of them are in the shape of a staff.
No, not that you can see.
Okay. So, he has a lot of undead magic items in this room, but I don't sense the staff.
Anything else for your turn?
Nah, he's just gonna go around and kind of like, even though he can't sense the staff, he's gonna like start just looking at the magical items just to see potentially what they are, and if even since the guy's dead, they can help him.
Okay. Next up is coffee.
How strong is this death stench? Like,
It's just like a pretty much if something died and you just kept it closed in for long. It was more pungent when you opened the door and walked in, but now that you're kind of in the room and the door's open and there's a cross breeze at least, it's not as prevalent.
Coffee's going to examine the furniture in the house. Is there any dust or anything like that on the furniture?
Yeah, there's dust, there's cobwebs, there's all sorts of. It's just like hasn't been used in a while.
Now, was it the same way when Coffee first talked with Esbeth?
If you were able to like peek in, and now it looked like it was lived in when you were talking to him by the door.
Coffee is just more time jumping, it seems. Great. And then she's going to is there a bedroom door nearby that she can try to open or kind of like peek in?
There is a door that kind of leads down to the basement, and then there are steps that kind of go upward. The living room is close to where you all are. It's kind of like a floor down, but it's relatively in the same area that you all are in. You don't have to go through any doors or whatnot. You just have to go down 2 or 3 steps. And then off past the living room, you can kind of see there's like a back porch type area. It's kind of built in with a glass covering for most of it.
Coffee is going to take her torch, light it, and head upstairs.
Okay. Yaka?
Yeah, so Yaka's just kind of looking for where the elder would have been doing most of their business as far as like
Okay.
having
You
meetings and stuff like that.
don't see like an office. The most you see is maybe a desk off in the corner that has like papers and scrolls kind of piled up with it. Lots of it's covered up in spider webs and things of that nature. Doesn't look like it's been used in a while.
Is around the desk, is there any I guess I'm looking for anything that would be kind of shown as something like things that are displayed, you know what I mean? Like you would normally, like if you were to hang something that you're proud of, like whether it be like pictures or like ornaments, mementos, stuff like that.
Okay.
Is there anything?
Make an investigation check.
Okay. Do I have advantage because of the light or no?
No, because you're just looking.
Can't hurt. You can't hurt to ask. Can't blame a guy for asking. And investigation, that is going to be a 15.
Okay. There's nothing that kind of like stands out as I'm displaying this thing. However, as you're rummaging through the drawers and everything of that nature around this desk, you do come across this bone-shaped object. It almost looks like a key, but it doesn't really have the same typical key features that you would think. The bone itself has been carved in certain areas that give it kind of a jagged feel at one end, and then the other end is just like a bone.
Okay.
Bone connected.
Is there anything on the papers that look like, with that 15, is there anything on the papers that kind of stands out to me? Is anything besides like generals, like, oh, the town person needs this, or oh, we need more cattle, or oh, more hay for the thing?
Most of the papers are just redundant things, you know, the day-to-day note-taking type stuff. But there is a small book that was in one of the drawers that you came across.
Okay. Yaka Yaka's gonna kind of hold the bone key up and treating this like a fucking escape room.
I think I've got maybe a key or at least a carved bone. I don't know if this might help somebody.
Kind of looking more at Piotish because they're still in the room. Like, this seems like a you thing. And then kind of sets it on the desk so he doesn't like drop it and or break it, but like sets it down on the desk and then begins kind of thumbing through the book, and then that'll be my turn.
Okay.
Sitting in a chair if there's one there.
Brienne. Roll a
Brienne.
dex save. Nah, I'm joking. I was talking to Yaka, sitting in a chair last second. Bet. No. Your turn, Brienne. Sorry.
Brienne is going to light a torch, and she's going to check out the basement.
Okay. You open up the door to the basement, and there does seem to be a kind of prevalent stench coming from that direction. Do you still want to go downstairs?
She's going to call out to everyone else. I think the stench is coming from down here. And she's gonna wait
Okay.
to see what everyone else wants to do.
Okay. Vengax, you can control what Joseph does with his turn as initiative captain.
Vengax, just have him just go over to the basement and help Brienne search the basement for assumingly the elder who's creating the stench.
Okay. So Joseph comes up to you, Brienne, ready to accompany you down the stairs if you want to go in the basement.
All right. She'll probably go down with him.
Okay, so the two of you carefully make your way down. The staircase kind of like winds around a corner and opens up to the bottom floor of this village elder's house. And you see bookshelves and kind of a fireplace offset off at the opposite wall. And then there's two rooms kind of on the left and right side of the fireplace. The doors are closed.
Is there any wood in the fireplace?
There was, or you could see that there's like old wood there, but it's all like burnt away and not lit or giving off any kind of heat or embers.
It's not anything that would be lightable, is it?
Not that you would think now. It's already been consumed.
Okay. She's gonna investigate the room she's currently in with Joseph.
Okay, so you can roll a investigation check with advantage because Joseph will help you out.
$16.
Okay. So you start like looking, not exactly sure what y'all are looking for, and you see this letter that has kind of a wax seal impression on it. There is a candle next to it that's turned over. It kind of like melted a bit onto the table, sat there, now collecting cobwebs. But with this letter, you pick it up and kind of break the seal and look into it, and you see something to the effect of the child that was once lost is found, and it's signed at the bottom with Esvef's handwriting.
Brienne's gonna hold on to the ladder to show to Coffee.
Okay. Finally, Piotish.
Piotish will send Katoon down to wherever Brienne is.
Okay.
So there'll be a raven flying around with them. You walk up to Yaka and look at the bone object.
Did you hold on to it, Yaka, or did you set it down, or?
I set it on the desk.
Okay.
So I like kind of set it. So I was kind of like, hey, dude, Broseph, this is a you thing. And set it like on the kind of like the front of the desk because I'm on like the other side of it.
Okay. And what are you doing with it, Piotish?
Just looking at it. Like, I wouldn't have known exactly what it is, so
Okay.
I'm touching it with my fingers.
Oh no. Make a
Full Constitution save.
wisdom save with advantage.
All right. Where am I? Not there. 20 unnatural.
Okay. As you touch this bone key, you kind of get a rush of the death replay kind of play into your mind's eye. A lot of different voices and things kind of usher themselves to a quieter stance as these visions of the elder in his house, sitting there, switching over to him writing down in the basement, and ultimately you get a speedy version of this man kind of aging slower and slower and slower until he's just this very old aged elf, and then he dies and the house kind of keeps going and getting older and older and older until it all finally kind of stops.
I look at Yaka. So try to stay with me here.
All right. He like kind of closes the book and kind of looks up.
Would Vangax hear this too, since he's still in the same room?
Yeah, relatively. As long as they're not like
He's just not talking.
completely whispery.
Either the other two are crazy or time isn't the same.
Well, they said they were only here a few hours ago, right?
Mm-hmm. And they talked to a guy who's an elf who died of old age.
Yaka gives a look like, holy shit.
Well, I mean based on just this,
And he kind of like takes his hand, like kind of runs it over the desk, and it's like,
I mean, the house looks like it's been empty for quite a while. So, I mean, it's possible. Maybe the Doom move things around. I mean, they said they had been here for like, what, 10, 20 some odd years?
Yes. Are you?
Vangax pitches in. He's like, well, maybe that tracks with why it seemed to have taken way longer to travel here than it should have.
Oh, I thought it was just because we had a bad navigator.
Well, she said it should not have taken as long as it did. So maybe time with the Doom was moving, and in the chalice it was staying the same or different. Is that,
Is the chalice still that purpley stone, or is the stone kind of?
You don't know because it's back in my.
Oh, it's back in the back. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yaka's just kind of doing one of those things like a dad trying to look at like some algebraic equations for their high school kid. It's like,
oh man,
All right.
I don't know. This was more of a Advent thing than a me thing. Sorry. He would probably be a better help to you here than I am. But I mean, what's
so
I mean, what does it say on it, or are there inscriptions mean anything?
I'll look at it. Do I see any inscriptions on it that I'd recognize?
As you look at it, there's like a couple of kind of like runic inscriptions in the side of it, but you can't figure out for the life of you if it actually means anything or if someone just got bored and decided to carve extra doodles in the side of a bone skeleton key thing.
Well, I mean, so the bone belonged to the elf, right?
Yes.
Well, then somebody else carved it into a key?
Or it was a key that he had. And
Okay, so it may not be like elf bone, just like a bone the elf had. Okay, all right.
yes. That's my
Alright,
guess.
I hope so. Otherwise, it's a little odd. Turning people to keys, it's kind of, I don't know.
No, really. I mean, this was a person at one time.
I guess. I don't know. Well, I mean, it's something you guys do here. We never really did that sort of thing. Kind of more.
He probably
Or
wouldn't
the
make
money.
a very good key because he died of old age. Your bones get brittle. You want to get them young when they're pliable.
Yaka gives a look. Get them while they're young?
Yes.
Right.
he's gonna go back to kind of looking at his book. Oh.
Okay. Maybe we should find the others.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Well-
this key goes to something.
Well, I mean, they were yelling about the stench being harder downstairs, so maybe there's a crypt or something down there.
What? So, the downstairs, was it just another room with the doors? Because I can see through the bird's eyes. So,
There's 2 rooms down there as well, at opposite sides of the fireplace against the far wall. So it's a big room and then 2 doors kind of closed.
I'll describe this to Vengax and Yaka. Also, whatever Coffee and Brienne are doing down there.
Coffee.
I'm going upstairs.
Yeah,
Oh,
Coffee's
okay.
upstairs.
Oh, well then.
Well, I mean, you can go ahead and take a look.
He kind of like holds up the book.
I'm gonna take a thumb through this, see if I find any notes, possibly.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna keep looking at these magical items, see if there's anything we can use that'll benefit us later.
Yes.
Yaka kind of turns his head. I'm sorry, the what items?
Oh,
So-
this room is full of magical items. Or items imbued with like undead magic.
Undead magic?
What?
Yes.
Yaka just kind of takes one of his hand axes and kind of sets it on the desk like a little like.
All right. So you find the good ones. I will go find Brienne. Maybe
I'll be
somebody
ready.
should go find Coffee in case she gets lost.
Is
Well,
Yeah.
if you're going downstairs, why don't you send your bird up to find Coffee, and then you know if something goes wrong, you can alert us as well.
I don't think she likes Katoon.
She's gonna have to suck it up.
I'll take a look, and Yaka just kind of takes the book, and I'll wait for my turn. But he takes the book and just kind of like tucks it away.
Okay.
So Piotrich will head downstairs, and that'll basically be the end of what I'm doing.
Okay. Next up is top of the order, Vengax.
So Vanyax is gonna go. He's gonna find the 2 scrolls that were emanating magic, and he's gonna inspect them to see if there's anything specifically with those. Maybe they have like a spell or something that they can help along the way.
Okay. Do a Arcana check with advantage.
16.
Okay. You look over them both, and one seems to be a spell of Animate Dead, and another one is a spell scroll of Speak with the Dead.
Vangax is going to pocket them both,
Okay.
and he's going to go upstairs as well and to see how Coffee is faring with her investigation.
Okay. Next up is Coffee. As you make it up the stairs, first, with your passive, you see a woman at the far end of the hallway. She's kind of standing there in all black, and her hair is very long and white. And she looks at you with kind of red eyes and pale skin. And you're not sure who she is, but as you blink, you watch as she vanishes. And you kind of play with your mind as if you actually saw her, or was she really there? Because she's not now.
Coffee's going to walk to where she saw the woman and see if there's any like footprints or anything like that where she was standing.
You make it over there, and try as you might, there's no
Because I'm assuming there's like dust and stuff on the floor.
signs of her having stood there.
Okay. So she's just gonna shake her head, kind of thinking, okay, it was probably just my mind playing tricks. And she's going to kind of check the rooms up there.
Okay. Without much effort, you start to peruse inside these rooms. Guest bedroom, not much to see. Still covered in a lot of cobwebs. You make your way over to the master, and similar story. The bed's not made. And as you go towards one of the washrooms, you start to see Vengax make his way up the stairs.
Have you found anything, Vengax?
Yeah, I didn't find much to explain what we kind of found. Yaka found a bone key. He gave it to Piotish, and Piotish held it and said that many years had passed and that the elder elf guy died of old age. And then he went downstairs to help Brienne, and Joseph went downstairs to search there. They also said that the stench was really bad down there. And then I found these 2 scrolls. One is to animate the dead, and one is to speak with the dead. So I took those, it could maybe come in handy. And then I decided to come up and see how your investigation.
Well,
Wasted.
unfortunately, I haven't found anything. But yeah, I was just making my way back down, and then I ran into you. But hold on to those scrolls, because we might need them.
Oh, most definitely. So we just want to go to the basement then with the rest of the guys.
Yes.
Sounds good.
And as you two start to head back down, Yaka?
Okay. Well, Yaka's, kind of starts tucking the book away, then it goes stand up, and then Vengax heads upstairs, and then they're starting to make their way down. So Yaka's just like, never mind. Just like kind of does that thing of like, okay, sits back down, pulls the book out, and then kind of begins kind of thumbing through it.
Okay, make a charisma saving throw.
Okay. That is a 16.
Okay. Your eyes kind of like gloss over a bit as the pages of the book kind of blend in with each other. And as you look around, you are in a similar darkness, but it's just you.
Okay. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm not panicking.
Everything's fine. Yaka in darkness. That's fine. That's cool. So everybody else just sees Yaka kind of reading, but okay.
Magic!
Is my armor still glowing?
Yes.
Okay. I look around in the darkness. Do I see anything?
What's your passive perception?
15.
Yeah, you start to see a woman walking towards you.
Yaka is going to do a quick pat check. Does he have his weapons?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. Yaka kind of just puts his hand on one of his hand axes. Not drawing it, but just kind of having it at the ready.
Hi.
Hello?
You happen to know where I am right now, by chance?
Yes. They refer to this as the Doom?
Yaka just internally is just like, fuck! Like face wise though, stoic. Just
Totally play cool. The Doom, right. I assume and who are you, Doom?
No. Well, I don't think I am. They call me Raven.
Oh,
realizing, this is who they were talking about earlier.
Raven, right. How did I get here exactly?
I brought you here?
You were in the book?
Parts of certain pages.
Can I ask why you were in the book?
Well, I was put there a long time ago, though.
Right. By the Elder?
Yes. By Esveth.
Esveth. Now, if you were to spell that, would you give that 2T? I'm kidding.
ESVETH, if I'm not.
I'm just spelling it how I think I'd spelled, and
Oh
then
my
we're
God,
gonna sort out the
that's gotta
proper.
be.
Yeah, pronunciation wise, that's how it's gonna be.
I don't even
Get
wanna
mad at
know
me
how
when it works.
Piotish is in your notes.
Don't ask.
Asveth. Okay. Raven, are you intending to hurt me?
No. But there's something that is.
And, who or what would that be?
You'll know when you see it.
Yaka kind of grips the axe.
I, really like much for riddles that
It's not a riddle. I'm going to give
And
you a
what-
gift.
a gift.
Yes, I think you might need it.
And what would you want in exchange for this gift?
What do you mean?
This gift is freely given without anything in return?
Yes, unless you want something.
Or, no, I'm sorry, I'm used to dealing with, you're not my first kind of other being. Although the last one was kind of more childlike and slightly more, demonic or infernal in nature.
Right.
Kind of fucked with my head a bit.
Well, I'm not any of those.
Yaka kind of releases the axe fully, like, okay, all right. Well,
What is this gift?
You need to be able to see the things that are corrupted by the doom.
Right? So, the gift is sight?
In a way. But he would want you to have it.
He?
Yes. Your late husband.
the stoic mask that Yaka had slips at the term late husband.
What do you mean late husband? He was fine when I left.
No, Yaka. They're not fine.
Kind of takes a few steps forward towards her.
What do you mean? What happened?
I've also been in your world as well. And I don't sense it anymore.
Yaka is just blinking in utter confusion.
Like, what do you mean you don't sense it anymore? What are you
I
like?
mean,
It's gone.
Yes.
An entire world is gone. That's ridiculous. That doesn't.
It doesn't happen.
Yaka's just fumbling for any sort of words to come out in his head. Like he's just like trying to process what that means.
Um, you. How?
Yaka, there's not much time. You have to go back and help your friends.
Step at a time, step at a time, step at a time, step at a time, step at a time. What was it you were supposed to give me, or going to give me?
The ability to see through the corruption.
How do I do that?
You don't. I do it for you.
Yaka just once again just is kind of like, right, and just kind of nods like, okay.
And she kind of like walks closer to you. Can I see your hand? And she kind of like extends hers out slowly.
Yaka kind of puts his left hand out and like palm up.
And she reaches and touches the middle of your palm, kind of like where the M's meet, and you feel this kind of pulse radiate over your body, and it shimmers for a bit until it completely encompasses you, almost matching that of the light cantrip to your armor presently. But after it does that, it kind of fades inside of you, and you kind of feel it resonate. And now you have true sight for up to 60 feet.
Neat. Yeah, kind of just like flexes his hand like,
thank you, I guess. Why are you helping?
I think, in a way, it's what I was always supposed to do.
Yaka's just gonna kind of remain silent at this point, like just once again trying to process everything that was just on him, like, oh god.
And as you stand there, Yaka, you kind of blink yourself, and you found yourself sat in that chair again by the desk.
As soon as I'm kind of like back, I immediately like kind of close the book and like just eyes wide, just like try like once just reeling essentially, and that's where I'm ending my turn there.
Okay. Next up is Brienne. You and Joseph are downstairs. You have that letter that you came across.
What would I roll to see if I can tell which room the stench is coming from?
Just do a advantage perception roll, because it's pretty prominent, and Joseph's there to help you out as well.
21.
Okay. It definitely smells more poignant from the left door to the fireplace.
And she's gonna turn to Joseph. It smells like the smell is coming from that room. Should we save that room for last?
Yes, I need to prepare myself for whatever's behind there. And
I agree.
I don't seem to have the same powers I once did. Which means I need to rely on my bread and butter. And he kind of like motions to his two blades that are at his side. At least until I can figure out whatever I am now.
And Brienne nods in understanding, and she's gonna go to the door that the stench is not coming from.
Okay. As you go to open that door, it is unlocked. Doesn't seem to be trapped or anything of that sort. You walk in, and it is somewhat of a storage room. There's brooms and some pails and other items in it. Nothing of noteworthiness, but you can see outside through like a slit in the window that's kind of the upper portion of the ceiling, that it appears to be getting darker outside.
Alright, she's gonna come back out of the room. It doesn't appear there's anything in there, but it is getting darker outside.
Okay, well, not that I'm not ready for whatever's behind that door. I think we should just... And as he's saying that, you hear Piotish kind of making his way down the stairs as well, joining you all.
Hello, Piotish.
Oh no, is he frozen? Oh, there he is. I thought he was frozen.
Yeah, it keeps going in and out. I don't know what's causing it.
Oh, okay.
So I missed the last 20 seconds of what you said.
I'm
coming down the stairs.
Yeah, you came down the stairs and they're saying, hey, how's it going? Pretty much.
So Katoon will hop from the table and fly over to my shoulder and look at Brienne.
It does appear that there might be something behind the door to the left. The door to the right is just a storage closet.
I'll go to open the door to the left.
Oh gosh, he's going for it. Are you just going for it? Like open it?
Just going for it.
Okay. Make a dex save.
No. Is it a magical or a spell effect?
Nope, just damage.
15.
Okay, you watch as the door kind of unhinges a bit, and you pick it up, and it comes off its binding, and this waft or this stench actual cloud of greenish toxic gas just starts to seep into that room that you all are in. Can I have you all make a Constitution saving throw? Oh dear.
That is a nat 20 for a 23.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
26.
Okay. So Joseph, standing near the fireplace, apparently, gets hit with that noxious gas, and like he must breathe in at the wrong time. But you see it, Brienne, and you see it, Piotish, and you kind of like step back and like maintain your breath to not breathe in this gas. But old boy Joseph takes 14 points of poison damage as that cloud kind of like wafts into him, and once it simmers out enough, it dissipates into the air, and you see a very old skeletal frame inside this room, Piotish.
Okay. I'm going to give... Let's see. Temporary hit points to Joseph.
Okay.
But it doesn't say how many. Great. We'll just say wisdom modifier, I guess, which would be 5.
Okay.
It's a boon of the spirit animal. So.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So looking into the, I'll set the door to the side and look inside the room that has no door.
Okay. Aside from the skeleton, there seems to be a bunch of different boxes and crates kind of stacked up in there. There's a couple of barrels as well. It's a much larger room than the storage kind of slit over on the right side, but this one seems to be filled with extra storage items and a dead skeleton.
Why would you hide yourself in a room? Must be something in here.
Are you going in there?
Well, why not?
Well, aside from the greeting noxious cloud, could be trapped.
Could be. Why don't you go first?
My wisdom is not as low as I would hope to do that. But, we could possibly check and see. So the two of you you can make either a investigation check with advantage or just roll investigation.
Somebody has better investigation than me, because this is not my strong point.
Joseph got a 25.
Oh, thank God.
Brian got a 16.
Okay. As y'all are investigating that room, the barrels have kind of a symbol on it of kind of like a sickle, and it's kind of burned into the wood of the barrel. And then the boxes have either like blanket covering them and whatnot, but some of them are kind of light. Other ones have books and whatnot in it. And then there's a couple that have some rusted over weapons kind of cached inside of it as you break it open. But other than that, there is the body, which would require a bit more of a delicate investigation of medicine if you're trying to look it over.
Yeah, I would definitely look at the skeleton. Is it the old guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brienne will assist.
Okay. Medicine check with advantage, or each of you one?
Uh, 25.
Okay. As you're investigating this body, there is a similar rune on kind of like the upper rib near the sternum of this dead elf creature. Similar in the aspect of the key or the object that Yaka found upstairs. However, after noticing, there is a missing bone structure on this individual that said bone key may fit into. Most likely.
I'll pull it out and see if I can fit it up against it. Is it?
Okay, as that happens, Azalith and Vengax kind of come down into the room. At most, y'all see like remnants of the poisonous meh on the ground, but it's not anything of complete note. But you do see the three of them kind of in this room hovered over this body.
What are you all doing?
We were investigating
Investigating what?
the room mostly.
Can Coffee see the body where she's at right now?
Yeah, you can see it.
Can she tell who it is?
You're not a bone scientist, are you?
No.
You just see like it's like complete skull down to skeletal structure at this point.
So it's not. Is it wearing the same clothes as Asbeth was wearing when she talked to him, or any clothing that she would recognize?
Have any clothing on? It's just like a skeleton, naked skeleton.
Odd.
But you do see Piotish kind of about to fit this bone key into.
What are you doing?
Completing the puzzle. I may have been wrong about where this bone came from, Yaka.
You sure that's a good idea? I have a very bad feeling that's not something we should be doing right now.
Why?
First off,
As he's
the skeleton is not
continuing
wearing
to
clothes.
move it into place.
I was like, Yaka didn't head down there with everybody. Like, Yaka's still sitting at a desk, like contemplating his existence right now.
Listen, obviously, this is not a good idea. Piotish, don't stop moving your hand. Stop moving your hand right now. Listen, something just seems very, very off here. And I don't think placing that piece of bone with this skeleton is a good idea.
It's where it belongs.
Yes, but why was it removed in the first place?
That's what we're here to find out. And he moves his hand closer.
Piotish, maybe, Vengax, you have those spell scrolls, right?
Oh yeah. You want me to try them on the skeleton?
Yes! Ask the skeleton what happened!
Okay. And
Piotish, stop moving your head!
Party pooper. No cake for you.
So do you know how speak with the dead works as a spell?
Can't you only ask it like 3 questions or something?
I'll look it up real quick.
Pretty limited.
But
You grant the semblance of life and intelligence to a corpse of your choice within range, allowing it to answer the questions you pose. The corpse must still have a mouth and can't be undead. The spell fails if the corpse was the target of this spell within the last 10 days. Until the spell ends, you can ask the corpse up to 5 questions. The corpse knows only what it knew in life, including the language it knew. Answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive, and the corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if you are hostile to it. Blashy, 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 blashy. But you'd be able to see this and know that the spell probably wouldn't work because it's a skeleton and not a body.
I mean, Piotish knows this.
You said Vengax knows this, right?
Vengax, roll a religion check. You might know this.
Yeah. I missed that, sorry.
I told Vengax to roll a religion check.
12.
Between your time at Purgatory and everything, and learning like your cleric levels, you would probably know that there needs to be at least essentially a corpse to work with for this to work. You haven't actually cast a spell before, but you would think that.
Right. So as Vengex moves forward and actually like sees the entire, but it's just literally a skeleton. So slight problem there, Coffee. It needs to be a corpse for it to work. This is a skeleton. It has no remnants of a vocal cord or mouth or anything. The spell would just do nothing.
Okay, so we can't talk to it, is what you're saying.
Correct.
What about the other scroll you have?
Animate the dead? What good would that do?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
So Biotish grabs the lower mandible and ventriloquism. Put me back together.
Oh god! Oh my goodness! Roll a performance check.
Oh my god!
This isn't gonna go well. 10.
So you all just see Piotish kind of like knelt down next to this skull, just like making it talk.
Yotish, what are you doing? That is totally disrespectful of the dead.
Why?
Brienne's just rubbing her forehead.
His spirit is gone.
That's still disrespecting the spirit's body.
Well, what's the difference of me animating the dead?
You don't want to do that.
While this,
Know how these necromantic spells work?
while this is happening, Yaka, what would you like to do?
Not hopping on this bullshittery that's going on right now.
Paul doesn't. Yaka doesn't know what's going on down there. So Yaka wants to yeet the book into like the next goddamn stratosphere, but kind of takes it and like tucks it away, thinking that this might come in handy later. And kind of starts looking around the room, trying to see if they notice anything different now that they have true sight.
You do see a lot of the magical items as well, kind of similar to the detect magic. You can just kind of see through them.
I could do one of these things with the eyes. Oh god. Oh. So you have to, yeah. It's just like when you when you walk in from outside and you're just kind of like, yes, very much like that. Oh goodness. And so Yaka's, there's no other. It was just like the two magical items that Vangax grabbed, right? There's nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, there's like some magical vials, but you don't necessarily know what's in them. And then some of the stuff hanging on the walls have magical properties.
Anything that looks like it could be staff shaped?
No,
or staff-esque? Yaka's like, Yaka's thinking like, as much as they want to keep the information they have to themselves, it would probably behoove. It's like it's probably a good idea to tell the people who actually understand what the hell is going on, what just happened to him. So he's gonna kind of start moseying downstairs, and then enter in on the nonsense, the shenaniganery of what's going on. With true sight, am I seeing anything? Is like that little bone glowing, the key?
Yeah, it's covered in darkness.
What about the main skelly that they're kind of standing next to?
Nothing yet. But Vengax, or Piotish, is very close to Operation putting this guy back together. You know what I'm saying?
Alright, don't fucking do that.
But I was trying to tell him.
That is literally covered in darkness.
Darkness.
Yaka,
Piotish, maybe you should put that away and not put the skeleton back together.
Yes. Let's hold off on that real quick, Piotish.
Um,
Yaka,
Hearing a lot of don't do it, but no reasons why.
Alright, it's literally covered in the doom.
No, it's not.
I promise you it is.
The doom's outside.
hold on. Yaka,
When
how
I
do you
saw
know?
the, I may or may not have just saw Raven.
Oh, lovely. Did she ask you what you wanted?
And you asked for sight.
No to both those things actually. She told me some things that aren't important right now, but she also told me that she gave me the gift to see the darkness, or see through the darkness, or through the doom. And I can see that is emanating darkness. Not like necrotic or any sort of like magic thing, but like the stuff that's outside is emanating in that.
Oh, that's plenty of reason to not put the skeleton back together then, isn't it, Piotish?
Well, we still have to figure out how to get rid of the doom.
Right? But I thought that's the whole reason we're here for the staff, right?
Yeah.
No, the staff doesn't get rid of the doom.
But it'll help us lift this curse that's over all of this right now.
Yes. Evelyn, she told Coffee that being the chosen child, she needed the staff of knowing. Which is why we came here to the elder's house, because he's supposed to have the staff of holding.
All right, well, why don't we just wait on that then? As far as like the putting the skeleton back together, like, what's the harm in waiting a little longer until we're finished searching the house? If we can't find it, then we'll roll the dice and see what happens, but...
Okay. He puts the bone in his pack. So you want to find the staff?
Yeah.
Okay. And he pulls out from his bag a set of fairly large rib bones and then throws them on the ground.
Why do you have... Never mind.
Hang on. And he sits down next to the bones, and then he just starts staring off, back and forth.
What is he doing?
Must be some sort of ritual.
I'm learning not to ask questions.
Well, while we wait, Yaka, how did you come to meet with Raven? Just magically appear there again? As weird, or...
I was sitting down, I was looking through a book, kind of like searching through all the stuff, and I just kind of showed up there.
A book?
Yeah.
Book's not cursed, is it?
I don't. Not all of it. She
What do you
said
mean,
she
not
was.
all of it.
Well, she said she was put in a few of the pages by a Azveth.
Asveth? Why would
Yeah.
Asveth do that?
Who is? I'm assuming Azveth was the elder you spoke to.
Yes, he was the village elder. I hope he's still the village elder, but judging by the look of this place, I don't think so.
But,
Oh, he's really elder right now.
Anyway, I guess, yeah, that was just kind of like that. I guess I don't really know. It was she told me that, and then she told me that she gave me a gift at the site to see because they would want to help. Is there something coming? But she didn't really tell me what, but I would know what it was when I saw it.
So she didn't ask you what you desire.
No.
Okay, well, if we don't find this dang staff, the next person to be summoned by her should ask her for this dang staff.
Well, in my defense, I didn't really plan on meeting her, and I didn't really know who I was talking to for a little bit.
None of us have planned on meeting her so far.
All right, look, I understand this is like your job and stuff to kind of do shit like this. Not really in my wheelhouse. Like, I killed a fucking cursed king. That was about the extent of my weird stuff.
I understand that. But you're in it now, so I'm gonna need you to adapt a little more quickly. You don't have to understand what's happening per se. Just know it's happening. And it's weird shit for you.
You guys hear Piotr whisper down into his chest, "Where did you hide the staff?" In his hands, he's got the bone.
Okay.
So that was divination.
Different voices in your head start speaking as they have been doing, Piotish. But one kind of catches your ear. Put it back where it belongs. Put it back where it belongs. Put it back where it belongs.
Son of a bitch!
Okay. And he puts it back where it belongs.
No!
You all watch as Piotish takes the bone and places it in the cavity of this skeletal bone structure.
What? Did we not just agree to not do that, Piotish?
Yeah, because
You said to find the staff. I have found it.
Have everyone make a wisdom save.
Oh my god!
Oh, good lord.
Oh my god. A 12!
22.
Okay.
22.
Okay.
30-20.
Okay. Anyone that got less than 15 will immediately take
Oh my god.
36 points of necrotic damage.
I love how because you were talking, her volume was like deafened, so like her freaking out was just like muffled, almost like you say something and close the doors real fast. It's like what the?
Yep, it was perfect.
And half as much if you succeed.
So you said it was 36 altogether, or
Yeah.
for full? Okay.
For full
What type of damage was this?
necrotic.
Got it.
Oh God. Coffee ain't looking too good, guys.
Don't worry, death is just the beginning.
Oh,
Hey,
no.
we got scrolls. We can ask it questions.
Oh God! She's permanently muted because her voice is so high pitched. But as soon as that bone like connects into the skeletal structure, you watch as it mends into it, and rapidly different roots and vines begin to encase around this skeleton. Yaka, you see all of this, except in the vine's place, it's all kind of darkness and corruption growing. And as it kind of roots out from within this structure, using the skeleton more or less as a chalice, a catalyst in a way, this rooted kind of staff begins to come out of the body, and finally, after vines and other things kind of tendril out and grow and fester, you see this rooted staff just perched out of the body of the old elder.
Pietrus begins collecting his bones and putting them back in his bag.
Yeah, Coffee's not just keeled over on the ground right now, like.
Kind of looking at Coffee, like helping her up.
Are you all right?
And
Jotish is no longer allowed to hold anything.
I mean, I hate to be the one to say it, but I think we found it.
She
And he
just
points
gives you
to
this
these giant
look. She gives you this look.
Through his true sight, he sees the bullshit.
I don't even have true sight, and I can see the bullshit through you. So
Mhm. All I see is
see
liar
your
written
bullshit
across your
and I raise
forehead.
you more bullshit.
All I see is liar, liar, pants on fire. Okay, Coffee.
Oh my goodness, Yaka, make a perception check. Okay, girlfriend.
Get out my face with your attitude, okay? Maybe if you weren't such a biatch, then things wouldn't be.
Oh my god.
That is gonna be a 19.
Okay, as you're looking at this staff and you watch as Joseph kind of gets back up from the necrotic damage that he took, your eyes kind of settle in on him a little bit, and you see this
Oh no.
dark presence billow around him, this wolf-like being hovering in the same kind of vestige of Joseph. And as he looks at you, his eyes are red. You see fangs protruded. And he looks prepared, almost like he may pounce at any
with
moment.
my passive perception, does Coffee see this?
Nope, Joseph looks normal to everybody else.
Oh, great. Cool. Okay.
Yaka, who drew his axe when the bone like clicked into place, grips it a bit tighter, looking at Joseph.
Do I see the look on Yaka's face with my passive perception?
Yeah, you can see that.
What's your deal? Like, she sees the look on Yaka's face.
Yaka is not responding to her. He is looking directly at Joseph.
You're
And she gets between
Cursed.
him and Joseph.
They asked.
They had that discussion already about like somebody being cursed and all that, right? That was last time we had. I vaguely recall a discussion about it.
Yeah, but it was like tiptoed around.
Yeah, like tiptoed around, like, oh, he, like somebody, like the blood wolf curse wasn't talked about, but it's just a curse in general.
Yeah.
Vangax is gonna help assist Coffee up too, of course. And then while he's still holding on to her, he's gonna cast Cure Wounds at the 3rd level.
I appreciate that. I'm going to need it.
Blood wolf curse. That was your curse, wasn't it?
Yes.
He gets
That's the
15.
curse I possess.
Is that why you hang around the chosen one?
No.
I want you to know it won't be personal.
Yaka just stands there with Coffee between them, like staring over her or like through her at Joseph.
And Coffee's not budging. She's looking at you like you move, I'm going to attack you.
Get your staff.
Not until you move first. Go upstairs.
Shifts his eyes down.
No.
He ain't budging. He's not moving towards Joseph, but he ain't fucking listening to you right now. You have done nothing but lie to this man since the jump.
That's fair. I don't blame him. I don't blame him, but Coffee's not
Okay.
moving either. She's standing there and she has she's getting a spell ready just in case. You decide to pull anything stupid.
As in a cantrip, because held spells do use a spell slot.
I'll use a spell slot to save Joseph.
I believe the
kidding
term. I believe the term you're searching for is a righteous cause. Rightfully so.
Well,
Like,
there are 3 people who need to use the staff.
Well,
4.
Brienne
4
doesn't.
people.
Yeah. Brienne doesn't know what's going on with the whole Joseph thing. She's just getting annoyed here, so she's gonna go grab the staff.
Okay. Make a con save.
Okay.
time for you to go meet, right?
16.
Okay. Yaka, you see as Brienne like uproots this staff from out of the kind of body cage of the skeleton, and you watch that darkness just kind of interlace around her. Brienne doesn't see this, but you do.
Yaka's eyes snap from Joseph to Bree, and it's like, fuck. Like, internally, he's just like, fuck.
Coffee's eyes follow Yaka's gaze to Brienne. What? Do you see
Brienne?
something?
And Brienne's gonna look at him.
Are you all right?
Yes. And she seems very confused.
Staff isn't affecting you?
No.
Why would the staff be affecting her?
Do you
Look,
know
he
anything
looks-
more?
He looks dead at Coffee's fucking eyes.
Magic.
Sorry. I had to feel good about that one.
Vangax chirps in. So what do you see then, Yaka? Can you explain this magic?
It looks like more darkness. When the bone went in, the staff looked like it had pooled up some, and tendrils looked like it went off of the staff and onto Brienne. But maybe due to your powers or the way you are, it's not affecting you? Not yet, at least.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe it needs time to corrupt. I mean, the elf, it did take, I imagine, hundreds of years.
Kind of looking at, kind of looking around, finally settling on Piotish. Like,
I mean, you said the elf died of old age, right?
Yes.
So it would have taken possibly hundreds of years for it to corrupt him. Maybe.
Or maybe it's because she's now a druid now. The chosen one, Azalith, was a druid. She was, and Evelyn said a druid was supposed to cure the curse. So maybe her being a druid now is helping not be affected by the darkness.
Yaka's gonna be like, Yaka's just kind of like, I fucking guess. Like, I don't fucking know.
Does Coffee recognize the staff?
Yeah, it does look to be like the village elder staff.
All right, well, we have the staff. Let's get the hells out of here.
And do what?
Go back and speak with Evelyn. That is why we came here, after all. To get the
Yes.
staff.
But call me crazy, given how time changed here. Time may have changed there. Can we be sure that Evelyn will be there?
Well, we won't know
Well-
until we go back there now, won't we?
Time hasn't seemed to be affected so much by us in general with the chalice that has not been working properly. Perhaps she'll be unaffected because she has the better protection from the doom with her huge dome.
Yeah, actually, isn't the town supposed to have similar defenses?
Yeah, the town would have some type of chalice device somewhere in it. Because when you entered, there wasn't any doom present. Aside from all the doom that's on everything else.
Yeah. The trace amounts of doom, but there's not like...
Yeah.
Maybe we can, I don't know, see what other chalice of protection we can find while we're here. Between
Well,
the
now that we are here as well, Piotish, how does the chalice look? Maybe just being in this place charged it somewhat.
Piotr will reach into his bag and pull it out and look at it.
As you do it, you watch as the crystal cracks and shatters. And I need everyone to make a dex save.
God damn, I don't have my
Thanks,
barbarian shit
Vangax.
anymore.
22!
Okay.
4?
Remember,
Okay.
you have your luck fucking
Oh shit!
inspo.
We're
Yep.
using that luck roll. We are using that luck roll.
I'm using my ins. I'm
Thank you,
gonna
Queen.
use
I
my
would use.
luck.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm gonna use my luck.
Okay.
19 for Yaka.
Okay.
His previous roll was a 7.
16.
Okay.
15 for Piotr.
19 for.
Sweet. 12 was the DC, so I gotta roll for freaking home slice McGee real quick.
How's the Blood Wolf Prince feeling?
I mean, he gets a plus 13, so 19. So you watch as this crystal like shoots out a black pulse in the room, but you all are able to kind of like sustain it and not be knocked over. But yeah, the chalice is gone.
Well, this is a problem.
And it's dark out, which means the doom will be coming through.
Well, we should be safe in the village, right?
You
I
hear
remember.
giant thuds, kind of like shaking the ground.
Piotr, don't put the bone in the skeleton. Piotr, don't do this.
I'm going to make a safe bet that we should maybe just stay here for the night. And not go out there.
Yaka's gonna head up the stairs.
As you head up the stairs, Yaka, the door to the house is still open, and you can see very large, corrupted, almost tree-like steps making their way towards the house, slowly, one at a
Is
time.
there a Yaka's gonna very quickly move to like seeing the door open, seeing the steps, is immediately going to run to that desk and then just immediately like drag and like try to slam the door and throw it in front of the door, like barricading it.
Okay.
Like in a quick, just like seeing it, grabbing it, and just like, nope.
As you do that, you all hear rumbling coming from upstairs.
What is he doing up there?
Vengak's gonna go upstairs to try and find out what's going on.
Brienne's gonna
Rumblings.
follow.
Piotr will do the same with Katoon flying up their head.
Okay. As you make it upstairs, you can kind of see, like, out of the windows and stuff that there's something very large headed towards the house. And Coffee, as the others leave, Joseph looks to you. Coffee.
What is it, Joseph?
I don't feel in control of it.
She kind of like puts her hands on his shoulders. Look at me. You can control it. You can't lose control, Joseph.
I don't want to lose control.
Oh, fuck. How close do you feel that you're about to snap?
What do you think, Wackus Bonkus?
I should get away from all of you.
I'm not leaving you, Joseph.
It's not safe.
Have you heard the footsteps outside? I don't think it's safe out there either.
I don't think I could hold it back much longer.
Oh, fuck me. Well, where will you go? I mean, there's literally something, I'm assuming, dangerous outside. That's probably going to try to kill us. I mean, what if something happens to you if you leave? Like, I'm going with you wherever you go. I can't leave you.
It's not safe for you to come.
I don't think I have a choice regardless, Joseph. I'm not safe here, and I'm apparently not safe with you. But I at least want to help you. You're absolutely right, and my choice is to stay with you.
No.
And you're going to stop me.
I think I could fare well at stopping you, but I'd rather not. Coffee.
Well, I'd rather you not either.
Whatever this is, it's bigger than all of us. And I don't know if your name's Azalith or Coffee or whatever it is, but something's happening here. And it's safe to say that at least you need to be present for it.
And if you can't regain control?
Then I'll be far away from here.
Knowing full well how dangerous this curse is and how powerful the Blood Wolf curse is, she very reluctantly kind of takes her hands off of his shoulders. So I guess you want me to stay here then?
I think you need to see this one through. Whatever it is, it's connected to you, and me being here may not be in everyone's best interest.
She just nods. Then, can you at least promise me one thing?
Well, it depends.
Just take care of yourself. And whatever happens, when I see this through, I will come find you.
I think that's something I could promise.
Man, this hurts just like the last time you ran off to go help Alendi.
He is my brother.
You should probably go before I change my mind about letting you leave.
He kind of nods and takes the necklace around his neck off and unfeeds the ring that is kept on it. And as he goes to put it on his finger, Coffee, you watch as he looks up at you, sadness in his eyes, as these shadowy wisps appear and start to surround around him. And his eyes open, not exactly sure who or what this is. And before you could do anything, Coffee, you watch as these tendrils pull him into some dark vortex. And right before that portal vanishes, you see her again. She stares at you, a conniving smile on her face. You're next, my dear. And that's where we're gonna end it.
Motherfucker! God damn it!
If y'all have not already, make sure you do !spell to enter in for your chance to win the spell card deck of the Druid cards from Dungeons and Dragons. But yeah, we will not be having another episode of this until what Saturday is it? The 23rd. So next week, from the 13th through the 18th, will be Ukador Con. If you have not already, be sure to go over to Fable 42 and give them a follow so that you can keep track of all the cool events that'll happen next week. We'll kind of have a down week for that, but we will pick up strong afterwards and hit you with some Legends of Noia, some more The Black Plague, and also there are 2 episodes of Rise of Sage Mist this month. So the first one will be tomorrow, and the second one will be 2 weeks after that. So be sure to come by to the Dungeon Mechanics and hang out. So without further ado, let's see who won it. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh, why doesn't it work? Okay.
Pausing for dramatic effect.
Chaosian Rider has won the giveaway. Chaosian Rider. Are you? Chaotican. There we go. Chaotican.
Got it.
Are you in the chat? Chaotican.
Chaotic and Rider, where are you?
Oh my gosh.
Negative. Let me check on the thing to make sure. My eyes aren't working. There we go. Okay. We'll give it a couple more seconds, but if not, we'll roll again. I think he's out of the chat. Let's go with... Oh no. There we go. No, we already did him. He's not here.
He's the chosen one.
He's not here. Can't you see?
If he wins it a third time, it's done.
If he wins it a third time, we will find you. We will give you this deck.
Well, we won't. You will. You're the one running it.
I'm the one. What?
You're the one in charge right now. No, yeah, I was able to find who won.
Yeah, because... Okay. Remo the Primo. I know who that guy is. You have
Hey!
won
All right.
deck. Nice. It turns out I have to scroll down to do it again. Yay. Okay. So, Remo, I'll hit you up after this and get your info, or I'll just throw it at you at work. Whatever. Whichever one's cheaper.
I have a feeling I know which one's cheaper.
Join us next time, tomorrow, for Rise of Sage Mints from 9 to noon. And then we will see you all in a couple of weeks. But have a good time. I'll give everyone a chance to say bye, because apparently I'm the guy that doesn't let people wave before I switch
you
over.
Fucking switch scenes and then you're like, have a good one. So then that's the cue everybody's waving.
I'm switching it. It switched.
Bye.
I hope you waved because it ain't on no more. Just saying.
You get petty for your own, like, whenever any little bit of criticism, any criticism, petty
session here shortly. Anyways, we are going to raid who is online. Everyone is, cause it's Saturday, but not really. Oh my goodness, no one's on. What is today?
Today is Saturday.
Yeah, but is it like a holiday or something? Is people like?
It's a 3-day weekend. So
is it?
We'll pay it forward. There's someone that we're following that does Dungeons and Dragons streams. I've been in their chat for a couple of times, but we'll raid Flancois. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but go in, say hi, see how they're doing. Tell them about the chaos that is this 4-shot, and we will see you all next time.